the chairman of the 8th Inaugural Lecture of the Federal University of Lafia, Professor Shehu, Rahman, the Vice-Chancellor of the Federal University. We have Echeta Musoma. We have Masinachi Duba. Thank you for being here. Of this group, Mr. Chairman, permit me to invite for the welcome address the Chairperson of the Lecture Committee of Federal University.
Management staff, distinguished presenter of today's inaugural lecture, Prefect number 8, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the family of the presenter. Today marks the 8th inaugural lecture within a short period that our VC has landed the shores of Federal University. It's going to decide over. This is a 7 in his witness. Thank you, sir. And next week will be another one. We have gone through criminal tensions. Twice we have gone through history, learning a part of history. Last week we were here and we witnessed many masquerades. Today we are being taken into the jungle. May God help us come out of that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairperson, Inaugural Lecture Committee. I would like to also acknowledge the presence of Chukwu, State Commander, Federal Fire Service in South State. I will welcome you. I most respectfully at this point invite the Chairman of the occasion, the Vice-Chancellor of Federal University of Lafia, Professor Shehu Rahman.
The Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Abdu, Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research and Partnership, the Registrar, Bursar, University of Liberia, the Chairman of the Inaugural Lecture Committee is also the Chairman of the Committee of Deans and Director of this university. Our inaugural lecturer of today, Deans and Directors, other members of the Senate of Federal University of Lafia, our distinguished invited guests, the head of security agencies in the state, the family members of the inaugural lecturer, and other invited guests. Good afternoon to all of us. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to Federal University of Lafia. I begin this address by expressing my sincere thanks to all of you for attending this inaugural lecture. Your presence here today is an expression of great support to this university. It is customary in the university system for a professor to give accounts of his or her academic journey to the rank of professor for the public to appreciate the context, contents, and quality of academic activities and research output in his or her specific discipline. This is what is called an inaugural lecture. The inaugural lecture is thus a platform for academics, appointed professors, to share their brilliant discoveries, innovative ideas, and deep insights with the public and the larger academic community. Additionally, the events allow for benefits to the university system in many ways. One, inaugural lecturers get opportunity to present an overview of their research career so far, updates colleagues on current and future research plans, and introduce their research to wider audience. Two, departments recognize new professors and host celebratory events to bring staff together. It also provides an opportunity for departments to engage with the broader audience inside and outside the university, to establish new collaborations, strengthen existing relationships, and catch up with alumni. For the university, the inaugural lecture presents an essential component of the university public events. The institution uses the occasion as an opportunity to engage in audience with a broader interest in its research activity, including funders and decision makers from government, academia, and industry. Federal University of Lafia is nurturing future leaders in various disciplines to exploit the underexploited or unexploited resources for sustainable development, as demonstrated in the inaugural lecture of today. Professor Echeta is our good example of outstanding scholar whose numerous academic works and presentations attest to this contribution in his field. I congratulate Professor Chimezie Echeta, the Department of Industrial Design, and the Faculty of Environmental Design on this historic event. Let me also thank Professor Echeta's family for the support given to him during his academic journey and during the preparation for this inaugural lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all and best regards. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, please permit me again to verbally acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Director of Security Enforcement, Department of State Services. And they want to welcome the representative of the Commander of NDLA, National State, Mrs. Jamie Peters. You're welcome. May I at this point invite for the citation of the inaugural lecturer, the orator of the university, Professor Abdul.
May I respectfully invite the inaugural lecturer to please rise and remain standing, please. The Vice-Chancellor and Chairman of this inaugural lecture, principal officers of the university here present, distinguished professors here present, members of the university community here present, invited guests, ladies, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. This is the citation of Professor Chimezie Echeta, the inaugural lecturer. It was in the early hours of 9th September 1953 that the news ran out that a child has been born into the household of Mr. and Mrs. Echeta, the headmaster of the prestigious Holy Trinity Primary School in the historic town of Igweobu, Abdul local government area of Anambra State. The fourth child of a 10-member family of 7 boys and 3 girls, now 7 men and 3 women. Professor Echeta, along with other siblings, followed his fathers from one station to another on transfer in line with the itinerant nature of teaching profession at that level. This movement compelled the young Echeta to be changing school as frequently as his father moved. In 1964, at St. Gabriel's Primary School, Professor Echeta, arts and creative prowess erupted and started to seek expression in class and hard-work activities. While others were processing brooms and weaving basket and fish trap, Professor Echeta was officially permitted to do his drawing and painting on cardboard and with colored chalks on class wall for instructional purposes. The first time manifestation of childlike creative instinct were in his raising of wet sand mold out of which he built houses and sand shoes. In 1966, Professor Echeta, being a high-flying performer, sat for Federal Government College Common Entrance Examination from his school. He was admitted in 1967 into yet another prestigious institution, Federal Government College of Bursar in the then Eastern Nigeria. There was no water system policy at this time. Admission was strictly on merit. It was in the same 1967 that the war broke out in Nigeria and truncated a program of education in the eastern region of Nigeria. He later found a secondary school and continued his schooling in 1972. Professor Echeta was appointed a house prefect of Omega House in Abdul Grammar School in a school of distinction later the same year. In 1972, Professor Echeta prepared and read for his senior secondary school certificate examination, SSCE, sat for it, got the 5 credit plus at one sitting with English and mathematics and moved on. Professor Echeta's school certificate set were the first set to sit for examination in May-June 1973 instead of the November-December period. By this implication, he sat for his YF in 4 years and some more instead of the normal 5 years. In 1974, Professor Echeta secured admission into the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, to read fine and applied art, followed necessary university entrance examination that was known before the advent of the JAMB system. Professor Echeta university education was fueled with hard work and failure free. He came out with second-class upper division specializing in ceramics. After graduation and youth service in 1979 to 1980, Professor Echeta was employed at the Aleruchi Polytechnic Aleruchi as a lecturer 3 officer, from where he resigned in 1985 to set up a private ceramic production studio, which he ran full-time for 20 years before joining the university system. With his Masters of Fine Arts in Ceramics, the Cross Rivers University of Technology, Recruited, employed his services in March 2003 as a lecturer 2 officer. Before Professor Echeta was later appointed the acting head of the department and a member of the university service. In 2012, Professor Echeta joined the Federal University of Lafia on full-time employment as a senior lecturer and was immediately appointed the career acting head of the Department of Visual and Creative Arts. The feasibility profile of the young Federal University of Lafia should up when in the same 2012, Professor Echeta participated in the NURESDEF Research and Development Outing for FULafia, where he won the first prize in arts and humanities in the individual category. This is in addition to the 4 earlier outings for both Recruited and FULafia, where prizes were also won. Professor Echeta so far in his academic career has published 41 papers in international and local journals, in-depth and abstracted on the internet, as well as in other reputable national journals. Chapters in ontologies and book contributions, as well as book editing, are part of the academic contribution of Professor Echeta. Professor Echeta also engaged in documented and catalog creative publication, under which he has another 41 publications. Between 2008 and 2010, Professor Echeta undertook historical documentation project in collaboration with Professor Rahman, a professor of art history at the University of Iowa in the United States of America. Professor Echeta performed all the video and film aspects of the documentary, as well as the narration. The documentary was edited and produced by Rahman in the United States. In 1990, his book, Fortune Teller, was nominated and used by the federal government of Nigeria as a display signature on the national calendar of that year. This Professor Echeta has a total of 11 works of art in the Nigerian National Art Collection. Professor Echeta's ceramic works were selected among the most outstanding works of art in Africa by the former director of Goethe Institute, the German Cultural Center in Nigeria, Dr. Rahman. In 1988, his artworks were acquired by the German government for permanent exhibition in the museum in Frankfurt, Germany. Those works were titled Hawker and Deflated. Professor Echeta has undertaken many art commissions which are in private and public collections. Professor Echeta has attended 24 conferences and workshops, most of which he presented papers. They include the ones in the Dominican University, Chicago, United States of America in 2014, and Durban University of Technology, South Africa, a Zoom conference. Professor Echeta has been involved in the postgraduate academic activity. He was the external examiner for Ahmadu University Zaria, where he examined 8 PhD and master's students. He also supervised 7 master's students, 6 in Recruited and 1 in Ahmadu University Zaria, and 4 PhD and 2 master's supervision are currently ongoing in Federal University of Lafia. He was appointed professional consultant to the Cross River University of Technology Consultancy Unit in 2004. Chairman, Department of Visual Arts and Technology Disciplinary Committee, member Faculty Disciplinary Committee between 2005 and 2012. Vice Chairman, Direct Teaching and Laboratory Committee, 2005 to 2012, and many others. As his university administration involvement continues, Professor Echeta held several other positions, a few of which are Pioneer Acting Head of Department, Visual and Creative Arts, 2012 to 2015 in Federal University of Lafia. Member Senate Committee for Result 30, 2014 to 2018. Faculty of Arts Representative, University Research, Latest and Development in 2014. Other FULafia administrative responsibilities include Pioneer Vice-Chancellor's representation on the occasion of the commissioning of a community-based project in Akuza, Maraba in 2015. Acted on behalf of the Dean of the Faculty of Arts in the Dean's Works absent outside the university. Former member Quality Assurance Committee, Federal University of Lafia. He is at present the head of Department Industrial Design, Federal University of Lafia. Professor Echeta was promoted to the rank of Associate Professor in 2016 and was later promoted to the rank of Full Professor of Ceramics in 2019. He is happily married to Mrs. Echeta, a unique first-class graduate of chemistry education, who retired as a director from the Post-Primary School Service Commission of Anambra State. The marriage is blessed with 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls, and all the children are traveling on different fields, and they are doing very well in their different endeavors. My Vice-Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor again to present to you another living ancestor, who very soon will be taking the power out of the system. Professor Chimezie Echeta, for his inaugural lecture, here's the journey of research in the ceramics, contending with these technical realities and the diplomacy of law. Thank you.
We are here for an inaugural lecture. Can he increase the response size?
Are you guys not blocking the site? You can set up your cameras and see them. Yes.
It's not very clear.
Okay, you can move closer.
The title of this inaugural lecture is Daring the Journal of Research in Ceramics, Contending with its Technical Realities and the Promise of Powers. It means that the paths are unbeaten and uncharted. It also goes to point out the fact that the environment is overgrown with foliage. That is the terrain we are going to operate this morning or this afternoon. The other one is contending with technical realities. That is contending with the raw materials, the production process, the manufacturing, even the sales. Then the diplomacy of color is, in the context of this write-up, it stands for glazes, their behaviors and responses to fire, their colors, their choices, and their deployment on ceramic wares. Go ahead. You know, it is difficult to define ceramics with a single sentence. Just a single sentence. It will need exploratory and explanatory characteristics of the raw material and the morphology of the area to be able to completely establish the presence of ceramics. You know, sometimes when we do the theory and the practice, it is difficult for us to understand that theoretical things cannot always solve the practical realities on ground. That is what calls for research. Many people may say it's not true, but I know what I'm talking about. For more than 20 years, I was in full-time production of ceramics. What I met was outside the theoretical textbooks. Because they will not tell you there's poverty in the textbook. They will simply tell you, go across the street and buy your materials. Where are the materials? They will tell you to go and get 300 mesh great size of material. You go there, all you have is a rock that you need to crush. So their textbooks are likely to, in quote, mislead the realities on ground. That is the basis of this research, to find a way around it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes. The beginning and the choices. You know, in 1974, I got admitted into the University of Nigeria, Bursar, to study fine and applied arts. And immediately I got there, my eyes opened and I began to see in a wide angle. Before then, I thought I was going to be a painter because that was all I knew outside the university. When I got to the university, I discovered there were 5 areas I could choose from. So I ended up being a ceramist. Why? Because when I saw the production techniques, the drama in the production, I said, oh, wow, this is it. I'm going to specialize here. That's what I did. One of my prime experiences is something that is pathetic but it's real. As scarcity overtook the industry in Nigeria, there came a time when I was to replenish my zinc raw material, zinc oxide. There was no zinc on the shelves. There was no zinc anywhere. I heard there was zinc in Onisha somewhere, then I went. When I got there, I saw bags of what looked like zinc. There was no other option than to buy the things blindly. There was no option. The textbook will tell you, go and buy from the ceramic shop. But there's no ceramic shop, there's no zinc, there's no... But there, where they're writing their textbooks, there is zinc, there is this, and of course, just as well, just go and buy. But we have to wallow in this jungle to be able to succeed and to stand. When I got there, the man selling was telling that he's zinc. He said, this price, this price, this price. They are the same thing. I said, why are they the same thing? They are different. Having no option, I had to buy blindly. And I kept praying to God that when I got home, it was going to work. Many of them did not work. Even in my house now, there are bags of raw materials. Fake. Okay, move on home. Okay. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, it is in the story of this clearing this jungle and the conversion of those non-visible and immeasurable events into visible and measurable realities. They have to be measurable in reality, not on the paper. That's my emphasis. That is what we have come here to listen to and to celebrate. Move on. Ceramics in high-tech environments. You know, one would have thought, when you say ceramics, something about just clay, just clay. You go behind the house in the village and then dig clay, and then this is not it. That is clear, but for ceramics to intervene in high-tech technology, many formulations will come with different characteristics of clay types all over. You have to be professionally knowledgeable to conform and to formulate the clay and the material that will get into this environment of high-tech ceramics. Do you know that without ceramics, there will be no cement industry? Do you know that? You better do. Without ceramic formulations, cement industries will have been non-existent. Because in the cement kiln, you have the cold section, the middle section, the yellow heat, and the white heat. It is only clay bricks that will be able to give you the background to produce and resist such temperatures. So remove ceramics, then remove cement industries, high-tech intervention of ceramics. Go ahead. In architecture and their structural demands, you have bricks all over. You have the sewage. You have, just name it. The other one is in metallurgical industries, iron and steel and all that. Exothermic crucibles for smelting ores. It can only be produced with clay formulated to serve that purpose. In automotive industries, you talk about car plugs. That thing that is white, you know, as plugs. That white component is clay, ceramics. Without it, the insulation, your car will go down in fire. But that white component of a plug is ceramics. Without it, no automotive. When you talk about electrical distribution, you're talking about insulators. These insulators you see on the road, on the posts, they are ceramic products for the domestic and for the industrial. Without it, your industries will collapse. Yes, there was a time the airspace ship was entering the atmosphere and continually it is burned off. For many years they were researching until they came to the ceramic area and formulated the insulation that enabled the spaceship to enter the atmosphere, to enter space. That is what they are using. It's ceramic insulation that will enable spacecrafts to enter and to come back to Earth. And to come back. Because the frontier temperatures between here and there is so high that you need a perfect insulation. That is the ceramic that produces that insulation worldwide. Yeah. When I was in the university, our clay was being imported from the United States. We were just there doing like this as students, enjoying, go and get clay, we go and get imported one from the US. But when I graduated, I discovered that things were different. I needed to now produce my own, find my own clay, pay for the production, pay for the marketing. I said, wow. So, all these subsidies have been removed. Immediately I left the university gate. Unfortunate, but it was real. I suffered, to say the least. So when you talk about unsubsidized ceramic forces, economic forces, you are talking about a reality. And you know, it means that cost of things will be so heavy on your shoulder. You need to find a way to bring down the cost. You must find a way or else you go out of production. Like I said, I was in production before I joined the academic for 20 years, full time, suffering in the foliage of the jungle. Imported materials were out of existence. They were so expensive. There were things the post could not move. People should default. You talk, hey, no, it's something else. But I'm here today. That's a good thing. Okay, move on. National currency, you will know, is when I say negative, is positive, but in value is negative, so to say. When you load a whole tipolo with naira, you're just going to get a few dollars. And it's reflected on the cost of everything, both machinery, both raw materials and all that. We need to confront. What are we going to do to survive? Go to the next one. Domestication as a panacea for price management. We needed to domesticate. What does it mean? We need to look inside ourselves to be able to generate equivalents of those important things. It's not easy. Where you don't have laboratories for tests, where you have test stones instead of test powder, where you don't have iron oxide, you need to dig and go broke rocks and then grind it down. It's not a jungle. That's what this church went through. Now, there is what you call absolute domestication. That is, you domesticate completely. The other one is a partial domestication. That is, you get a part of this, you get it, you join, the components that are not there, you just do this. The other one is a copy technology, where you copy the technology that is existing already, but you cannot import it because of cost. You copy it. This is a part of the domestication project that we need to go through. Fairly used components. You know what fairly used is now. You want to buy something, say fairly used is better, or it's not good and all that. We needed that facility to also domesticate our production, to domesticate our raw material, to domesticate our machines. We needed that. Okay, go ahead. How can you domesticate when you do not have the knowledge to be able to talk about the homegrown equivalents? Because you have to know what you're looking for. You have to know what you're looking for. If you're not vast in your area, you will not be able to know that this component is the home equivalent of this imported one. So we needed to be vast in our professional areas. Okay? Go on. When you get these locally sourced raw materials, there's need for what do you call it? Beneficiation. That is improvement process of the raw material to give you better results. That's another area that you couldn't run away from. So you get a claim to beneficiate it, you get this to beneficiate it, to make it answer to the duty calls, the job description of what you want it to be. For you, not for the white man across the river. They have their own, they just go and use it and get it. But you don't do that, you can't even find it. Very bad, but it's a reality. There are things you look for. When you have clay and it has more than 25% of grit and the sand is coarse inside it, it will never survive your fire. because of thermal stress. That 25% of course at that grade is too high. It produces a very high coefficient of expansion. So when you're cooling your product, it must crack. It's a part of what we are dealing with silently. Sometimes also crying to be able to succeed. The beneficiation of clay means is, among other things, to capture and eliminate the iron, but the non-clay debris. Anything that is not clay, you have to find a way of removing them. What are you going to remove them? It is a homegrown facility that you must fight. We were in trouble. We're still in a kind of trouble. But I think we are looking in the right direction now. Okay, go ahead. NEPA became a conspirator. Because it will always tell you no. When you say you're going to work 5 hours in your studio, and you go to the studio, just like that was never for you. And then by the time you finish the day, instead of 5-hour working space, NEPA will give you just 1 hour. That is your lucky. If not, you move your working for the next day because there will be no NEPA. Ah, the transformer there. Oh, the cable there. Oh, please install this one. That is the story for decades and the story up to now. Very bad. But what can we do? That was how it is that we moved on. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. You see, excuses, reasons, and the window to success. Listen very carefully. Excuses offer themselves everywhere along the pathway that leads to success. They also present as factors that will ultimately guarantee the erosion of a well-articulated vision. Once you have excuses, they'll be coming, they'll be multiplying. You have them. Once you have one, it will breed 2, 3, until you have turned away from the vision you had. Now, the compass of resoluteness, you have to be resolute. Slowly but invariably create a visible bypass which meanders its way to the finishing line where success begins. If you are resolute, you will eventually put your head that you will not enter will eventually enter. And you get to the finishing line where success, you will find success. That is it. The ambition of all researchers, of which I am one, remains to successfully plot the locus of the finishing line that leads to success. You have to find the locus of it. You have to model until you get to the place where you just open and say, this is success here. It is sweet to get there. I've got that many times. Let's go ahead. Throwing is just a facility that helps us to manufacture forums on the wheel. We're not going to start talking about our body. Move on. Move on. Okay. When I was talking about the cost-cutting management, and the spiraling price of imported materials, equipment, machinery, name it. And you said, I'm going to domesticate. And you're domesticating. Who has that kind of money? That's the question. For everybody. One item will cost you about maybe 20 million naira. What promise are you going to make? When you buy just one item, 20 million naira, it's not realistic. But we confronted this monster over years. Yet we found a way to meander around it. and ultimately wipe our tears and put our smile in our mouths. That's why we're here talking. That's what it is. Now, there's something you call dewatering machine. Dewatering. That is, you're removing water from clay to be able to make it into a cake of clay that you use in molding. This facility costs millions. That is what you are expected to buy. But I'm asking, who has that kind of money? The only way was to look inwards and find a substitute. Now, this press, they call filter press, costing millions. But I discovered that the only job description for this machine is to press clay in a bag to remove water for me to use it to mold my pieces, like this ones here. These are locally made and all that. I now discovered that in the villages, we have cassava press. Are you listening? We have cassava that will press cassava in a bag and the water will go. The watering cassava is like watering clay. So what is it? Because I know it is what it is. I forgot about the filter press and their millions. I went to the village, got one, and I was free. It didn't cost up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 naira. That is the mentality of domestication. Kneading. You know kneading. You know what I call kneading? To get a consistent dough you are going to use in working. The pot meal is in millions. That's the one that the Obama said we must use, and we said no. You have your price there, I say we must use it. Never. Yes, we still have, but we got to the end of it. We discovered that God has given us this place to need our clay. The heel of your hair is your coffee you carry everywhere. So we are using hand to knead the heel of our every part. You have your coffee, you can your coffee here, it's yours. Yeah? I also remember that in my research in the villages, when I was making those documentaries, I saw the women in the village doing like this. I see they are dancing, and dancing, and dancing. So on. They say they are needing clay. I said a woman has killed us. So if you don't want to use your hand, you can use your feet to knead it into a consistency of use. Domestication, that is the spirit. If not, give me 100 million naira, go and buy pot meal. But even if you give it to me, I will not buy, I will use it for something else. Okay, move on. Okay, we'll pass this on. Go ahead. Move on. Again, let's. What's happening? What's happening? I'm going to do. I know the principle of heat transfer and heat movement. So I thought to myself, what? I started to look for bricks. I started to do the things until one day I got to a point where I could fire and the inside of the kiln will be red. I told myself, well, I done it. I said, white man, take your kill on board. I have my own. So these are some of the products of my kiln, designed locally. I've used it for many universities for their accreditation and they pass. That's, you need to know what you're doing. You'll be willing to suffer be able to get to the point where success is. This university I gave to for them, the accreditation to them. So, okay, has this thing come again? I hope it's not going to disappoint again. Okay? I mentioned here that the first layer of domestication is in the mind. If you believe you can make it, if you believe you can find it, if you believe you can ask questions, wise questions, not foolish questions. And before I start asking questions, you have to be knowledgeable in the area you are asking for. You can't ask a question like, can a fly survive in hot water? I mean, the person will just walk away, knowing that you don't know what you're saying. So I take all the things. Okay, the pictures now. Go ahead, move. This is throwing wheel. I designed and constructed it. That is a part of what we will be using since 2013 university. I constructed, I designed it. And in the first place, I made the studio non-dependent on electricity. So whether NEPA's light is there or not, you can walk. Move on. This is down wheel plus. Are you seeing plus on the side? Are you seeing it? I believe you're seeing it. That is called product transform. This platform here, if you're sitting down and you're walking, you're throwing. Once you finish, you remove, you go and keep. You go back. You do another one, you go. By the time you calculate the number of minutes, it's taking you to do about 20 or 40 walks. Then you traverse this distance to go and come. I discovered that it was wasteful. So I designed this product platform just right beside the wheel. You finish one, you put it. You finish one, you put it. By the time you do about 40, you now get down walls and carry all of them. So we have saved about 6 to 7 trips of time wasted. Okay? Move ahead. Yes, my wheel, I was teaching one of my students some years ago. Go ahead. Maintenance. The question of spare parts has been an infection in production line in developing nations like Nigeria. Once there's no spare parts, you are finished. But these domesticated ones, we don't need spare parts because just look at what we can and put it there. Okay, go ahead. This is one of the ways students is using to throw. Go ahead. This is the same way they have used to produce it. Go ahead. Move on. Now, I discovered that electricity was an enemy. Did you hear that? Electricity was an enemy, as I was saying. That was why I had to look elsewhere for the source of power for my kill. I considered these things here, electricity out of it, cooking gas, yes, coal, wood, kerosene, diesel, palm kernel shell, and others. And I said to myself, wow, the one man I said I should come and buy gas burners from Germany or from Switzerland. I said to myself, no, I will not buy from Germany or Switzerland. I sat down. I went to the plumber's area. I started to collect things. By the time I had one room full of trials, I hid it. I hid it. I got gas burners. You know what? I didn't have to buy compressors to generate the pressure to push the gas. What I did was to tap into the pressure in the cylinder of gas. You know there's a lot of pressure in it. So I tapped into it. That one became my compressor. That's what I see used to them. Domestications as in the mind. You have to know how what you're looking for is before you can domesticate. It's not easy. I was in this field for 20 years. So move on. Move on. When I was building the kiln for Federal University of Lafia, look at it. Move on. Laying the foundation, making sure the structure is okay, because it's going to carry a lot of load. Move on. That is the arch, the roof. Move on. This is the finished kiln. Okay, go ahead. These are some of the products from these kilns. Let the white man come and imprison me. You can't. You go ahead and come. See. If they put him in Germany, we'll be rushing to go and buy whatever price. This way here, I did this. I got to, what do you call it? That researches at the new product. Let me find your kiln now. He said, no. Let me do that. I got there one day, I just went home. The same day, I got into critical thinking, and the same day, I produced a test kiln and fired the form inside the same day. One man is, they're not going to see my leg again in this law. Never. Okay, move on. These are some of the products. I was in 20 years producing this. I was 7 everywhere. Move on. Look at this one. This is a big proud pattern. Clear behind our house. Clear behind your house. Now, the groundbreaking research in domesticated multi-fuel kiln building. Now, I say is groundbreaking. When I have a gas kiln, I can only use gas to power it. But I said to myself, everywhere in Nigeria, there's scarcity of gas, scarcity of this, scarcity of food, scarcity of petrol, scarcity of kerosene. I said to myself, let me design and construct a kiln that will use 4 fuels just for one kiln. I went to work. The kiln that a product of this research can use gas, kerosene, waste engine oil, and diesel. 1 kiln. So, if there's no gas in the filling stations, there's no whatever kerosene, there's no. But there must be a diesel. The 4 of them cannot be out at the same time. So the production of ceramics will go up. You know, Chinese don't eat pounded yam, But they have pounded yam machine. What happened? They stole from people who are eating pounded yam. They stole our technology and thought about it and thought, they don't eat pounded yam, but we rush to buy their pounded yam machine. And you say there's transport technology, there's no technology transfer. If you're hoping, you probably just help yourself by not thinking again. So, I know my time is limited. Let's just move on. I've told you about this. I'm not going to. Okay, the laying of the foundation for that kiln. Move on. With my colleagues, we are working on it. It has come to the shoulder level. Go ahead. You see it. Go ahead. This is the first test firing of that kiln. See the inside is nearly white kiln. From the corners I designed and constructed. From the kiln I built. This is it. Move on. This is kiln loaded for glaze firing. Same kiln I built. Go ahead. Now, diplomacy of color. Listen very carefully. Diplomacy of color is considered, among other things, as the sourcing of glaze and glaze materials, their processing, and all other things. The technical information and their deployment on various types of ceramic products. The other one, by extension, this includes all components that assist the producer in his or her own choice making in product decoration. All these things comprise of the diplomacy of color. You know, there's something else. At some point, my iron oxide got finished, and I needed to be putting color for better market penetration. I didn't have any. What I did was I said to myself, how about you describe it? So I said, redness, these red rocks have iron in them. The mud from our back roads are brown. It means there's iron oxide in it. That was what I was happening. I will get the floor, that thing that spoils your car. Go and do it, seal it, leave it, it will settle, and decant it, and then put it in my place. The white man has nothing to do with me. I went to the bush, I got the red rocks, brought home rocks, and poured them manually. Then ground them with that, what do you call them, using grinding in the market. That, I'll ground it, sieve it, and put it in my home. White man is waiting for me. Now there's something else. There's what I call the last one, non-material called diplomacy. When you're in trouble, that is the only time you know you can think. When everything went, I said to myself, there's something I know about ceramic production that is it's running for nothing, I'll catch it. So move on. So, yeah. In fire, there's something we call oxidation and reduction. Of course, many of you know that process of oxidation, talking about presence of oxygen, reduction process of carbon. Okay. But I discovered that I didn't have raw materials for it. What I did was, I know that some ceramic materials respond to reduction to form different colors. So I started to use reduction and oxidation, so that by the time I unload my K once, you have many colors in it. The white man see me west, you won't catch me. I was able to deploy, okay, where's the diplomacy of color? Different colors. By the time you move oxygen in, you withdraw it, move carbon in, withdraw it. By the time you offload, because most of the standing shoulder to them are of different colors. That's a part of the diplomacy of color. Now, I also discovered that when you fire a place work, just at the borderline of maturity, and fire the same place to maturity proper, they are the same place, fire to the same temperature for different colors. I exploited it. That's the diplomacy of color. Terracotta, you know what terracotta is? We call it biscuit fire. Those ones are not glazed. If you fire these ones higher, they will be brown. You fire high, they will be browner. You fire high, you will fire, it will be brownest. So from one place, from non-glazed, I will mistake. From non-glazed, you have 3 colors. The diplomacy of colors from nothing. Move on. Okay. Now, there's something you call conceptual ceramics. What did they say conceptual? A concept. I wish this word again. A concept basically is an idea. You know, idea is a flavor in your mind. You can't catch it. It's not tangible. But it's there. It's even hurting you. But you can't touch it. You can't touch it. Now, you can convert an inanimate object from an object that talks, from an object that derives inspiration from social happenings. You can interpret a work of art and if you address issues. That is you have opened the mouth of an inanimate thing to be able to talk, to be able to instruct. But the value of conceptual ceramics is in the uniqueness, not in the number of works. There's a work. When I had a exhibition in 1990 something, I said I don't want to sell that work. I like it, I want to keep it. When I put it at 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, I looked at that one. I said, "Oh, I can't advise this work. I'm finished. I will do 60. Let me just. I don't want to notify." I went with them. By the time I said, "Who took this one there?" They said it's been sold. It is not because it's 1,000 in number. It is because of the uniqueness that is the pedestal for the value of that work. There are 2 works I submitted to what do you call it? Auction house. I said, "What these 2 works? Just go ahead." No, what do I do? I said 2 works. They wrote me and said, "Mom, bring your bank account details." I said, "What happened? I hope you're not saying I'm a thief. Which bank what?" I said, "Your what? They've been bought." The works that did not cost 1,000 naira worth of clay. Because of the conceptual content, the density of creativity in it, it was sold for 650,000. Because I finished the money. I finished the money. So, the value of conceptual study is in the quality and uniqueness of form, the social interpretation, the animation of the inanimate. And people will say, "What is it?" He said, "This is scarcity of flow." He said, "Hey, this is artist. We are mad. We are not mad. We are unique. We are unique." So that is what conceptual ceramics is. They address social issues. They not leadership. That is going to prison because of their works. I hope nobody is going to prison me after today. Because they love the leadership and refuse to buck. Because the work is always there. Now let's go forward. The cycle of the generation. This is a work. It's more than 2,000 pieces. That is the work that won us first prize. We talked about in my citation. All the universities came and competed. FULafia got first prize. This is the work. What is it now? Move on. This is the work. More than 2,000 pieces on display. Let me just keep explaining it. Now, the work is the sacking of a generation from their ancestral home due to negligence of leadership about gully erosion. So this gully that started like this over 20 years, 30 years, became a ravine. And people say we cannot. They all were native. They left empty-handed because if they stayed, you to the left. This is another one. This is astronaut. One question each for the president. One question each. Where are you going to see the president? Where are you going to see him to ask him one question? And you're risking your mouth to be blown if you do that. It's a satire. This is clear. Unanimity. But it's animal now. It's talking. Okay, move on. Securing the lives of the dead. You make sure that the dead does not die. Very, I don't understand. How can you secure the life of one who is dead? That's the question of the conceptual theory. Why? Because these people that are dead, they have, let me just do it. Okay. This is a satire targeted at the 40th priority sequence on social issues. The dead in the mortuaries are looked after more than the living. They enjoy 24-hour electricity supply. Their fridges and freezers are always working. Water supplies are short, and hospital staff are always there to attend to them as their servants. They can't give me this servant, they're very bad. They are giving it to the dead. What are we going to do? Now the other one is the living ought to have and enjoy much more than the dead. Let's see. Where everything is upside down. See what we're seeing. 24 hours, what I put in my freezer is I'm risking for tomorrow because there will be no power. But the dead people in this mortuary, what is all this? Conceptual ceramic framework. If somebody buys the work now, somebody buys the work now, 200,000 or 100,000 or 150,000 as case may be. He said, it's all. What are the density of creativity you have invested in? That is where the money is. Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you, Rahman. That was a standing ovation. Thank you very much. Prof. Let me invite the chairman of the occasion, the Vice-Chancellor, for this presentation.
For this well-presented inaugural lecture, and I can see that we are very happy for this unique presentation. You have really mentioned to us here that you are a professor of ceramics, and we have seen it practically. So the products here behind us and all the pictures you have shown, we are convinced that your journey to the rank of Professor of Ceramics is a very great one. And we are happy that Federal University of Lafia have you as a Professor of Ceramics. And we want the whole world to know that the issue you mentioned here about domestication is not for your discipline alone. All academics should take the same as you have done. And this is going to take us a long way in solving our problems in this country. Particularly our younger academics that are coming up should learn from this. This is a big lesson that we are taking from this inaugural lecture. I congratulate you once more, and here is a gift from the Federal University of Lafia. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Chimezie Echeta, for that wonderful Dr. Muhammad Rabiu, to give the vote of thanks and name other announcements.
Chairman of this occasion, the principal man of the staff, other members, the family of the presenter, and the inaugural presenter himself. Sir, the white people will not see you. They will look around, they will not see you. We have long gone. We felt, sitting there, and we felt that the title of this particular presentation should have been domestication of the mind, then contending with its technical realities and the diplomacy of the country. Because as the Vice-Chancellor has said, you hammered so much on domestication. And I think that is the real aura that brought the whole team to everyone that is here. Sir, you chronicled how you started, how you went to the jungle from unknown to known, to the point where you have the wisdom of self-discovery. You went on. I used to think, honestly, if you say ceramics, I used to think it's plate and the mug with tea. But you went on to describe further about so many other things. Thank you so much for the presentation, sir. Lastly, the family wishes to invite everyone that is here. Everyone that is here. In fact, the chairman of the inaugural committee, she said friends and enemies are all invited. Friends and enemies alike are all invited. The house is Shadamwood behind our own lawyer's house, Shadamwood. Everyone is invited. And thank you so much for coming. And thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, may I invite our Prof to be on our page for the FULafia and Thank you very much. The procession will lead in reverse order, and I will be photographed at the entrance of the complex. Yes, it's all right. How you doing?